This is Brightline, the best train in all of America, but what if I told you they had a dirty little secret? Well, I'm going to show you exactly what to expect by trying their economy and first class, but trust me, you're going to want to watch to the end to see what they're actually like.
For the first leg of the journey, I'm going to be trying out their first class and what they call premium. Included in the price is a premium lounge, a first class car where I'll be seated, and overall it's supposed to be the better experience. And then for our second leg of the journey, I'm going to be switching trains and trying out their economy class. But anyways, right now I'm actually running a little bit late, so let's head to the station right now to try out the first class on Brightline.
Located in the heart of downtown Miami, I made my way towards the Brightline Station, and once I got there, I was genuinely blown away. Outside, I found shuttle transportation to and from local areas, including the airport, and making my way inside, I found myself in a massive modern lobby which looked stunning. Here, you're able to buy tickets and see all of the arrivals and departures, but since I already purchased my ticket, I followed the signs which directed me to the second level, where a bunch more was in store for us.
Now, normally when I travel, I'm used to flying, so you have to check in and do all that, but with Brightline, you literally just show up and go. And since we have some time before the train actually leaves, we're gonna head through security and go and check out the first class lounge.
And unlike airport security, here was extremely fast, and on the other side, I was greeted by a pop-up shop and smart lounge. This is the main seating area for all customers outside of the premium class, which had plenty of room to relax or do work before boarding the train. Besides the seating, there was also a sports bar serving alcohol and a self-serve market to buy snacks or drinks. But since I'm taking the premium class, it was time to check out the premium lounge. Making my way inside, the lounge was completely empty and had tons of different seating areas, conference rooms, office stations full of supplies with the coolest power outlets I have ever seen, and views overlooking downtown Miami, which was super nice. But how about food and drinks? Well, for that, there was a coffee machine, fridge loaded with various types of drinks, a tea and flavored water area, and finally self-serve complimentary alcohol filled with various wines and beers, which I made sure to take advantage of. Moving on to the food, there were tons of different options to choose from, including fruits, chocolate pretzels or trail mix, caramel popcorn, gummy bears, massive chocolate chip cookies, cinnamon rolls, various types of veggies, cheese, cold pasta, different lunch meats, and crackers. So obviously I loaded up because this food selection was unreal.
I'm not even kidding. I think that was some of the best food I've ever had, whether it be an airport or a train lounge. It was like a 10 out of 10. But anyways, I realized that a lot of you guys probably have no idea what Brightline is, so while we're waiting for the train, I thought that now I would tell you guys some facts and a little bit more information just so you understand what they actually are.
Right off the bat, the first thing to note is that Brightline is the only private passenger rail service in America connecting South Florida to Orlando. Now, since they're private, this means they are incentivized to give people the best experience possible, prompting talks of them dethroning Amtrak, being considered the future of US train travel, and serving as a model for railroad success in the United States. In fact, Brightline is so well received that people have rated them 4.5 out of 5 stars, where people rave about how easy and comfortable it is even in economy, how travel is made easy, efficient, and effortless, but probably best of all is people straight up saying that Brightline has outstanding rail services.
So now that we kind of know what to expect, I am super excited to try this train out, and hopefully things are just as good as the reviews say.
So making my way out of the lounge, it was soon time to board, where I took a set of escalators up to the platform where the train would be waiting.
Alright, it is time to see what Brightline is finally like.
Making my way outside, the train was already there and ready to board, so after making my way past the economy class cars, I eventually made it to car number 1, which was for premium customers. Right off the bat, the first thing I noticed was the unique layout with a column of single and double seats, along with a few quad setups for families, where all of the seats appear to be quite large and in great condition.
Alright, so first impressions, the lighting is super cool and everything looks awesome.
Making my way towards my seat, the first thing I noticed was the large windows and spacious overhead room for bags, but now it was time for the comfort test, and I won't lie, out of all of the trains and planes I've been on, this was probably one of the most comfortable seats I have ever sat on. But guess what? The good news doesn't stop here, because there was an insane amount of legroom for me being only 5'8", so even if you're over 6 feet tall, you will still be super comfy. And after checking this out, I was given a complimentary cold towel, which was super refreshing.
Very minty, but very refreshing.
Looking around the seats some more, I noticed there was a ton of room under the seats for baggage and plenty of power outlets to charge devices, which is great for anyone who needs to get some work done. Another cool feature I noticed on the seats was that they had hooks for suits or jackets, which was a nice touch, and on top of that, there were 2 tray tables. The first one is for food and anything else you'd put on a large surface, and the second one was a mini one to hold your phone, and after seeing this, I think airlines need to take notice and copy because this was awesome. After this, I decided to check out the pouch on the back of the seat, which came with a safety pamphlet and a menu in case you wanted to order anything that wasn't already included. But anyways, the next thing I noticed was the overhead reading lamps above, which worked perfectly, and that's when I realized we had begun moving to leave the station. For the first ride of the day, I was going to be making my way from downtown Miami to Aventura, and soon enough, we were at full speed.
So I think I broke the window shade. I pulled it down to show you guys what it would look like, and I tried to put it back up, and now it looks like this. One of the only times I take the premium first class, and I already break something. I think I belong in economy.
So trying my best to not break anything else, I noticed that there was nice padded armrests on either side of the seat and a button down below, where after pressing it, the seat slided forward in order to give a little bit more recline, which made things even better.
Alright, so here are my honest thoughts on the train so far. First of all, the seats are extremely big and extremely comfy. The boarding process was super smooth. There's tons of room for baggage below and above the seats, and so far the staff have been extremely friendly. And once I tell you guys at the end of the video how much I paid for this, your mind will be blown, because there is no way that you should be getting all of this for the price that I paid. It is literally insane.
And trust me, you're gonna want to know how much this costs, but before getting to that, I enjoyed some of the views on the way to Aventura before noticing the food cart was now coming around.
Hi there.
Hi.
I have salami and cheese or hummus and olives.
I'll take a salami and cheese. Thank you.
Would you like a beverage?
Can I just get a water?
Water, yes.
Thank you so much.
Complimentary with premium class, I was served a nice snack platter, which had fresh grapes, crackers, and salami, which also came with a piece of chocolate for dessert, which was amazing.
Just like the lounge, the food was a solid 10 out of 10. And I want to make things very clear, I am not paid to be saying this. I paid for all of this straight out of pocket. Now, a couple of months ago, I took a first class train in Canada, and this one beats it by a landslide. Everything feels so much nicer, the seats are comfier, and overall the experience so far is amazing. And compared to what I paid for the first class in Canada, this is an absolute steal. If you ever come to Florida, you need to try this out. Service like this should be everywhere.
Now that I was all done my meal, I was quickly approaching Aventura, so I decided to check out the bathroom before getting off. Right off the bat, everything in the bathroom was quite automated, starting with the door, and getting inside, it was super clean with tons of space. And overall, it was the best bathroom I've ever used on any kind of transportation. And as soon as I finished up, we were pulling into the station. So now that we have finished with Brightline's premium first class, it was time to test out their economy to see which is actually better for the price, and trust me, you're gonna want to see this.
That was probably the quickest first class ride I have ever done. Literally, it was 20 minutes from Miami to where I'm at now, and by the time I was done the food, we were pulling into the station. I literally cannot get over how good the first trip was. The staff were incredible, the food was great, everything was super comfy. But now we're gonna take a complimentary Uber to the mall, then come back to this station in a couple hours for the economy class trip.
And this is actually included in the premium class fare, but I'm pretty sure it only works one time because to get back to the station, I needed to walk through the scorching Florida heat.
It is so hot outside. This is ridiculous.
After making it back to the station, I made my way inside where I was able to buy another ticket at the kiosk before seeing the most American sign ever and heading through security and into the main waiting area. Similar to the station in Miami, everything was extremely clean with tons of seating along with another self-serve market and premium lounge, which unfortunately this time I couldn't go into. But at least I was able to poke my camera through and give you guys a bit of an idea as to what this one was like. Anyways, after waiting around for a bit, passengers were now able to make their way across the sky bridge to the platform below, where the train would soon be arriving.
Okay, so it's finally time to see what the economy class is actually like. Premium was amazing. I absolutely loved the experience, so fingers crossed that the economy is just as good. While we were waiting in the station, I was blown away by how modern it was and how clean it was. So hopefully the amazing service continues.
And soon enough, the train was pulling into the station, but this time I wasn't going to be in the premium car like the first ride, so I made my way into the smart car towards my seat. Right off the bat, the first thing I noticed was how much busier it was in economy rather than and premium classes. And unlike that car which had an aisle of singles plus doubles, this car was in doubles or quads for the entire thing. Making my way to the overhead, there was plenty of space, just like in the premium class, but one thing that was different here was the bike racks, which could be found near the rear as opposed to the coffee station. Making my way to the bathroom, it was pretty much identical to the one in premium class, which was nice to see, but now I ran into a little bit of an issue.
Okay, so it turns out that a family ended up taking my seat, which is totally okay because the train ride's only about like 25 minutes, so I don't really mind standing. But overall, I am super impressed with this train. It is incredibly clean. You can move between each car as freely as you want. The bathrooms are big and extremely cleanly too. And for the price that you're paying, the experience you get is unbelievable. For example, to take the train right now in economy, I paid about $6.50, which is mind-blowing because you have the awesome station, you have the super comfortable chairs, and overall I'd have to say this is the best train experience I have ever had.
And don't worry, I'm still gonna check out the seats, but I'll have to wait until we get closer to the final stop. And in the meantime, I decided to hang out between cars, which was surprisingly quite nice.
Now the only two things that I really noticed that I can kind of complain about is on the website, some of the features don't fully work. For example, I was trying to book a ride with the premium service and it wouldn't work on the app and it was really hard to do. And then on the station I was just at in Aventura, there was no pedestrian crossing from the mall to where the station was. So I had to walk about 30 minutes in the heat on some back roads, which is extremely inconvenient. But at the end of the day, if you're driving or Ubering, there's no problem whatsoever. And again, there are only two minor complaints because the rest of the experience I've had so far heavily outweighs it.
So at this point, we were finally pulling into the station in Miami, so I made my way back through the cars so we could finally check out the seats. Back on the first trip in premium, the seats were super wide while also providing some recline, but back in economy, the seats were a little bit smaller, didn't recline, but were still made from the same materials. And guess what? To make things even better, doing the comfort test, I was happy that it was just like the seats up in premium, so overall, I was quite impressed. Now, similar to the seats in premium, these ones had the exact same tray tables, where there was a big one and a small one, a safety pamphlet and menu which could be found in the back of the seat pocket, and really the only difference that I could find was that the legroom was a little bit tighter. So now the big question remains, how much did I actually pay for each ticket, and is Brightline actually worth it? Well, I paid $6.50 for my economy trip and $32 for premium, and considering that comes with a lounge, free food, drinks, and a shuttle, I would say that is the better option. But overall, both were amazing. And if you enjoyed this video, make sure to watch one of these next and subscribe for more.
Overall, Brightline was an amazing experience.